Well, we're joined here by ECW Superstar CM Punk. Good to see you here in New Zealand.
Oh, it's good to be here.
You're known as being straight edge. For the fans at home, what does that mean exactly?
Well, that basically is three things. It's no drugs, no drinking, no promiscuous sex, which kind of makes me a nerd. But I've dealt with it all my life, and it's who I am. So, it's just things that aren't me. Not to say I've never done it. I've never done drugs. I've had a couple drinks when I was like 14 or 15, and I never understood getting so drunk, not remembering the next day or what you did or who you did it with, and I could always just have fun without drinking. So.
You were a big star in the independent scene, of course, before you came into the WWE. What path did you take to getting into World Wrestling Entertainment?
I was bored, believe it or not. That's the most base, simple answer I can give you. I had pretty much done everything. I had wrestled for everybody that was worth wrestling for. I was making decent money, without having a real life job, as we like to call it. And WWE actually called me for tryouts and stuff like that. And I told them that I'd hold off a couple months because if I really wanted to make a go of it, I was going to get new gear, I was going to get in better shape. And I did just that. And I called them back up, got some tryouts, and I got hired like that.
And now that you're here in WWE, is it everything you thought it would be?
Yeah, I think it's everything and more. What a difference a year makes. You figure last year I was still down in OVW, which is the developmental territory for WWE, and I was at WrestleMania in my hometown, but I wasn't really involved in the show. I was doing extra work. I came out as one of John Cena's Chicago Al Capone-style thugs, and now this year I am in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So that's a pretty big deal, So. Yes, it's pretty cool. Everything that I thought it would be is there. There's some pitfalls, but I pride myself on working hard and overcoming obstacles. So so far so good. I got no complaints.
You're part of the ECW roster, and of course that's the new ECW, rebuilding that brand up. Is that incredibly challenging, or how's that going for you?
I think it's challenging because you're balancing new fans who've never seen ECW, and then there's the old fans the ECW fans are some of the best fans in the world, and they take it very personally when you maybe do something that's not ECW, or like if there's a disqualification in the match, if you're not allowed to use chairs, stuff like that. So it's hard balancing those fans. There's fans that never saw 1996. When Sabu was, crashing through tables and nobody had ever seen that before. There's fans that have never seen Rob Van Dam and, just how athletic he is and off the wall he can be. But then there's the old fans that have seen that, and maybe they think the new ECW is a little bit more toned down. But if we tried to give them all that old ECW day in, day out, we'd probably all be laid up in a hospital somewhere, But I think that's really the only challenge, is just try to keep the old fans happy while making new fans.
Your real-life girlfriend is WWE diva Maria. You guys are on different rosters, though. Are you passing ships in the night?
Pretty much. I think when we're at home, I think we have one full day together, depending on what the schedule is. If there's a pay-per-view weekend and neither her or I are on the pay-per-view, we got a couple days, but... Passing ships in the night is a good way to describe it. But honestly, I'd have it no other way. I always put the business before any of my relationships. I could write a book on how to destroy a relationship, And this time, it's actually kind of it's a little bit easier because she understands the business. She's in it too. There's times when she's got to miss out on stuff that I'd want to do, or an important day for me, and I totally understand. And I don't care because I do the same thing. So it's a two-way street, and it's in my opinion a great relationship because we both understand. We both know that this is right now we're putting this ahead of most everything else, so we can make money, maybe buy a house. Basically just look into the future. And it is rather funny that we're on two different shows, but I think the time apart just actually helps it a lot.
A lot of people don't realise that you get some quite serious injuries in this business. What's the worst injury you've ever had?
The worst injury I've ever had was a fractured skull. And I fractured my skull. I think it was on this side. I got a nice little crack that runs down through my temple. cracked my skull, and I kept wrestling for another 8 to 10 minutes, something like that. And during that time, somehow my spinal column filled with blood. Don't ask me how. I just thought I had a really bad headache, maybe a concussion, and everyone else called an ambulance. I started throwing up. I couldn't get up. I couldn't open my eyes. Took me to the hospital, and the doctor told me I had a fractured skull. And he actually told me he's seen lesser fractures. He's seen people die from them, and he was more concerned about my spinal column filling with blood, which I don't. It's funny to me now, but I guess it's pretty serious. And I was messed up for quite a while, but I actually returned to the ring in 2 short months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You've got your first WrestleMania coming up as a performer.
Yep.
What aspirations do you have for that?
I recently did a WrestleMania press conference in Canada, and Hillbilly Jim was there, and he talked about career-defining moments, and he talked about WrestleMania 3, himself and his tag team partner against King Kong Bundy and his tag team partner, the famous match where King Kong Bundy smashed the midget. And he said that was a career-defining moment, because wherever he goes, whatever country, and no matter how old the people are or how long it's been since that moment, people always ask him about that. So I would definitely say that I'm going to do my best to have a career-defining moment, something that pretty much makes me, that people won't be able to deny me after this, and probably until I'm 50 years old, people will be asking me about it. So all I know is there's going to be a ladder involved, and it's going to be pretty insane.
Well, CM Punk, we know you've got a big match tonight, so we'll let you go and prepare. Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
Okay.